Simply, the maze. Silver guardsmen were named for the high polish on their armor, magnified by their half-capes. While originally bone white, once they got a spot of blood on them, they almost always faded to pink, no matter how much they were washed. Blanton said the last thing he ever would. "Battalion! Real men! Wear pink!" Fila hit the maze and slipped through it like fish through a stream, as if they had a natural understanding of its twists and turns, neatly avoiding its dead ends. The humans followed behind them, screaming the whole way. Swords and axes, spears and knives were held high in fearsome support. There were 100 feet of maze to clear. The guard waited patiently. When the maze was full and the first swarm of bodies found their way clear, Hinton released the log. He dropped through a trap door in the floor, rumble rolling beneath his feet down a precisely engineered ramp towards the front of the building. He kicked the last lever. A hidden door on the guardhouse face popped open like a drawbridge, creating a perfect ramp as 1,000 pounds of wood and steel leapt from 50 feet above the earth. The log landed perfectly on the top of the maze walls with a dull, echoing thump rolling with all the stridency of a stampede. The chains nailed to the log splayed out like the lashes of a whip as it rolled, slashing steel links through the spaces filled with Fila, elf, and human skulls. The first 20 feet of winding halls never even got to scream as metal thongs shredded skulls, necks, shoulders, and spines, adding a wet slapping to the grinding, creaking ruckus. Each rotation whipped the next row of lashes forward like gnashing teeth, the spaces in each link filled with blood and bone as the devious device chewed its way forward. The rest of the maze, in response to the thunderous landing of the log, turned their eyes to the new threat, staring in open-mouthed horror as a geyser of stone, dust, and pureed flesh washed over them. Some screamed, some ducked, some froze and watched, but most died in a sudden flash of pain and terror. The log bumped and tumbled over the top of the maze, killing with indiscriminate fury until it leapt off at the end, crushing flat those who had yet to make it inside the maze. Men, women, Fila, elves, rabbits, gnomes, even giants had their insides squeezed out of their screaming mouths. The log came to a halt in a stew of mangled corpse meat, dripping thick ropes of unlife as the few unfortunate survivors cried in hopes of death taking the pain. Everything stopped. Everyone stopped. The nightmare was just too great to push through. Blanton stood surrounded by elven warriors, all frozen by the wrath they had witnessed, and spastically remembered his nature. In a flurry, he executed battle drill number 5, a dancing, juking series of lunging strikes and shuffling feet, caving in skull after distracted skull. The battle exploded back to life. None engaged saw the missile coming. The giant thrown log, trailing jangling chains and a runnel of blood, came down like a spear. Blanton died in spectacular fashion. Like an overfilled mosquito, he burst in a flash of blood, manning his post, killing his enemies. He wouldn't have wanted it any other way.